Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another crypto video. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Xinfin and XDC. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. And of course, you guys already know that I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, with that in mind, I do hope everyone is having a great weekend so far. The overall market is looking pretty good for the most part. I have been watching Xinfin closely in terms of price. I warned you guys about those major lows being, placed in basically. I mean, I think that those were inevitable for us to reach down to. Of course, you guys do see it on the 3-month span of us hitting these lows going back to the 24th of course, February. Now, those levels were nothing too concerning. Like, I knew that we were going to target these summer lows eventually. That's why I always say, watch for where the major demand is. A lot of these altcoins are slow bleeders. Like, for an example, Xinfin is one that there's not a lot of volume in. We are not on major, markets right now currently. Of course, I say currently because we will most likely see a lot of mass listings on, XDC. The best part is that during like the December month is when we've seen mass listings of Xinfin. So I'm expecting a lot more. Something similar to even Casper. Like Casper's starting to get a lot of recognition as well. A lot of these networks are not mainstream players right now, I would say. A lot of these are behind closed doors, if you will. So this is exactly why I love talking about assets like XDC, which slightly moved out of the top 100, by the way, because the market cap is only at $661 million. And I know to some people that might seem like a lot in terms of market cap, but it really isn't. So let's talk about some exciting things, and then we're going to talk about XSwap protocol, because if you guys don't know, XSwap protocol is also a massive gem, which is of course on the Xinfin network. So first off, let's check out the week in terms of XDC. So we've seen a lot of things happen. So first off, there's the major three. So one, Global Trade Review. The XDC network was nominated by the Global Trade Review for Best FinTech Startup in Trade, while network partner TradeTech was nominated for Best FinTech in Trade. Do you guys see what is happening here? XRC airdrop contract. Quincy Jones introduces XRC airdrop contract and shares his perspective on the contract's utility. Read more on the XDC Foundation's Medium page. And of course, Build It on XDC continues to demonstrate success. XRC 20 tokens continue to be deployed on XDC using Origin, while another Layer 2 project announced intent to migrate to XDC network. So, development is continuing, and like I've always said, in terms of major updates, development, things like that moving forward, we will see listings happening. Like I always kind of compare and contrast some of these projects to Matic. When I was holding Matic at the time, we've seen, very bullish news, not a lot of price movement at all. This is when it was like sitting at around like 15 to like 30 cents. It was kind of, just moving here and there. I thought Matic was up here, so there it is, sorry, at number 16. So again, this asset was barely moving. It was kind of just sitting sideways while everyone was kind of jumping out of it. It wasn't really doing much. It was during this time here. Like we had this like nice little spike from, like the beginning of 2021 to about roughly the March area, like around this point here. And it was just kind of trading sideways. And then we finally hit that nice like 40-cent zone. Again, long trading sideways for over a month. Everyone was kind of losing patience. And then we seen that next major spike event, of course, in Matic. And then we hit that all-time high just recently of about almost $3. A lot of these altcoins move very slow. But, of course, if you are following the breadcrumbs, you're following the development happening, soon what happens is mass listings, massive amounts of volume flowing in, and, of course, it is all met with FOMO. And we do see here XDC trust the process, and here we have Nils Bailing. I'm hoping that I'm saying that name right. This is the TradeTech co-founder and CFO. ITFA webinar, bringing liquidity to supply chain finance platforms through tokenization and digital assets. I always want to, shine a light on tokenization as a whole, because I think everyone right now is just kind of focused on NFT projects in general. Like even, when we're talking about like ApeCoin, right? So ApeCoin was something that everyone was just focused on because, of Bored Apes and things like that. But the idea here isn't just NFT projects. It isn't just, hey, let's, throw a PNG or a JPEG up and, sell it for $1 million, whatever the case may be. No. Tokenization is so much bigger than just JPEG images, PNGs, and stuff like that. Like, this is nearly anything that has remote value could be tokenized. And it doesn't even have to have remote value. Like, you could tokenize data and transact data as well. It is such a massive opportunity within the space to really kind of, see the vision of tokenization, especially with digital assets. Like, XDC definitely is absolutely killing it as not only a token on the Xinfin network, but Xinfin as a massive network and company is absolutely killing the game right now within, of course, the trade finance area. And I want you guys to realize that trade finance and even supply chain finance is extremely massive of a market. I mean, we're talking about like $20 trillion. So, focus on the breadcrumbs here. And we do see, XDC, ICC Digital Trade Conference. Are we ready to trade digitally? April 6th through the 8th. Sorry, I can't even talk. 2022. Again, Department for International Trade, Casterman Advisory, Global Trade Review, Contour. I want you guys to realize that Andre Casterman is the biggest puzzle piece for Xinfin. Wherever you see him, you could almost guarantee that Xinfin is coming up in conversation. So again, this is just the main focus here of digital trade. Trade by itself is such a major market, but as we are seeing it tokenize and become a digital area of, focus, I want you guys to realize that we are going to see a massive amount of money flowing through major networks that are focused within this area. And Xinfin is the only project that has clear cut and dry evidence of working within this area right now. So I want you guys to realize the major players that are being chosen here. And we do see, and less than 2 months later, Stasis Euro stablecoin on XRP Ledger, so added to both XRP Ledger and XDC network in a short time period. I think the fact they're both carbon neutral and low fees will be important in the EU, and if you guys did miss this, this is coming from, of course, Andrea Frosini. I can't even say that last name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. But we do see here, what was announced in late December 2021 is now happening. URS, the Euro stablecoin by Stasis, will soon be available on the XDC network as well. You got to realize that, when things like this are happening, it's time to really, focus up. Pay attention to the things that are unfolding. And we do see here, this is from February 16th, 2022. Stasis, an established leader in Euro-backed stablecoin production, today announced it will issue the URS stablecoin on the XRP Ledger due to its scalability, speed, low cost, and carbon neutrality. And again, this is also the major, reason why we are seeing Xinfin being adopted in the same light as well. And that's exactly what Anders is saying here. So, this is why these ISO 222 tokens are going to be utilized properly because of their efficiencies compared to proof of work as well. So pay attention, to these things. We also see here, this article is worth a revisit, written by Andre Casterman and Christoph Gugelman. I'm honestly so bad with names. I butcher them all the time, so I do apologize. But here we have, again, Head of Trade Product, Lloyds Banking Group. Rather than all banks creating their own separate programs, banks can channel their exposure through a single scalable distribution channel or a capitals market solution. Banks can maintain their client relationships with not having to carry the burden of figuring out the whole end-to-end distribution mechanism. The ability to recycle capital through automated replenishment is key as well, given the high volume of receivables and payables banks originate. Guys, things like this is where you really want to focus on, of course, trade tech and XDC. All of this is massive in terms of the trade finance area, and even when we're talking about the supply chain finance area as well, like, all of this goes hand in hand. Like, this is extremely massive. Also, you got to realize that these are high volume, finance payments and receivables in general. I'm really, really focused on a lot of this, especially because it's big money. These are big money players. And of course, here we have, I'm working on putting a research thread together on trade tech, but this is a collage I created and thought I would share early since you guys are talking about it. TFD initiative and banks can white label assets, trade tech tokenized NFT marketplace built on XDC for settlement. Here we have $1.5 billion process volume, 30,000 plus invoices financed, 5,000 plus corporates fund it. Here you have white label token repackaging for trade originators, of course, going through this nice trade tech NFT marketplace built on, of course, the XDC network. and trade tech bridges the technology gap in the $15 trillion trade finance market, which we know is now worth up to like $19 trillion. But of course, you can see the technology that powers asset distribution, one platform, one goal, fully interoperable for the capital markets. And this is through API integration or API gateways, the best way to have that plug and play aspect for instant, usability. So this is very big. This is huge. I want you guys to focus on this. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about XSwap. So let's talk about XSwap protocol. So XSP audit complete, ready for the next step called mainnet within this month. As said below, the next Uniswap, not make that turbo Uniswap, the only XDC decentralized exchange with a CertiK quality audit. Bags are ready for a moon mission. Let's go. If you guys did miss it, of course, the audit is done on XSwap protocol. It is under 1 cent. It's labeled to be the next Uniswap with low fees and major players. And honestly, again, when we are talking about this, here you guys have the audit complete. Mainnet launching is very, very soon. Guys, check out XSwap protocol if you haven't already. I know that everyone was kind of being a little bit skeptical on, of course, what this is, the team as well, because it is, of course, circulating, like it's reported circulating supply and stuff like that. Not only that, but the team isn't, at all doxed at all. Like they're anonymous and things like that. So there is a few warning signs for some people, but of course, like I said, always do your own research before putting any sort of money into these things. But you guys do see the all-time chart here going as far back as December, when we did hit about almost 1.5 cents, and currently right now we are trading at about almost 0.5 cent. So realize the value behind this, and if this is going to be the next Uniswap, so let's actually check out where this would be if we had Uniswap's market cap. 92 cents, or an upside potential of 214x. That is absolutely massive. I want you guys to realize that $1,000 could easily become $214,000. And I'm not saying this is guaranteed. I'm just saying if we do, become the next Uniswap, or if we're, much better than Uniswap, and whatever the case may be, in the future, maybe sometime soon, maybe sometime later on, we could have this market cap with, of course, this massive ROI potential. I definitely do think that XSwap protocol is something to continue to look into. Definitely do your own research, understand what it is, understand the technology behind it. Maybe you guys could learn a little bit more about it. Overall, I always say to do your own research before putting any sort of dollar figure amount into any of these assets, because of course, at the end of the day, we could only do the bare minimum as YouTubers and things like that. But I will say this, on the 1 month span, this is up quite a bit from these lows down here. You might see this touch down one last time at about maybe 35 to like 36 cents. It's hard to say right now, especially with volume up within the entire market. But right now, currently, we are up 20% almost, with trading volume down about 26%. So it's hard to say if this is going to have this nice stable pump. I think that it needs a lot more volume in for us to actually hold these lines stable. But I do believe that as we do see XDC being adopted in more markets, push XDC, we'll see more markets pushing XSwap protocol, because right now BitTrue is the only area to actually get this on. Of course, if you guys do want to get this on BitTrue, I do have a referral link down in the comments below and in the description below. If you guys do want to use that, you guys are more than welcome to. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.